Emotional feeling, you know, it's
Rubiel Mosquera and Nick Walker, two names that today rise like twin mountains in the landscape of bodybuilding. Two colossal forces whose very presence shakes the foundation of the sport. Two warriors so powerful, so undeniable, that their clash feels less like a contest of physiques and more like the collision of myth and legend itself. Because when you lay your eyes on Rubiel, the man the world calls Neckzilla, you don't just see a bodybuilder, you see a phenomenon. A creature forged in a different dimension with traps that rise like ancient towers carved from stone. With mass so overwhelming that even when he stands relaxed, he radiates the aura of a titan armored for battle. And yet behind this monstrous size lies the story of Colombia's iron-blooded spirit. A story of a man who rose from nothing, who trained in the shadows while the world looked elsewhere, who carried the weight of obscurity until the moment he stepped on stage, and the entire bodybuilding community gasped in disbelief, because no one had ever seen proportions and presence like his. While on the other side stands Nick Walker, the mutant, a man whose path has been the complete opposite, because Nick was given nothing. Not genetics, not easy breaks, nothing except the burning fire of obsession. And every ounce of his granite-like muscle has been earned through pain, through sacrifice, through discipline so relentless it borders on madness, through days where torn ligaments and injuries threatened to end his career, through nights where whispers of doubt told him maybe he wasn't enough. But Nick silenced every voice, broke every wall, shattered every obstacle, and forced the bodybuilding world to admit that his freak factor was not a gimmick, it was here to stay. And when these two monsters step onto the same stage, the air itself becomes electric, the atmosphere charged with anticipation because fans know they are not just watching poses, they are watching philosophies collide. Rubiel representing raw, freakish size and godlike proportions, Nick representing dense conditioning, grainy striations, and freakish detail carved by endless work. Rubiel's massive front double biceps exploding like a supernova of power. Nick answering with arms so detailed, they look etched in granite. Rubiel towering with unearthly mass. Nick countering with razor-sharp conditioning that slices through the stage lights. And when they both hit the most muscular pose, it no longer feels like bodybuilding. It feels like war. Like two titans slamming thunder and fire against each other, shaking the stage to its core. And in that moment, the crowd does not just cheer, it erupts, it roars, it loses its mind, because they know they are not just seeing a rivalry, they are witnessing history being carved in front of their eyes. But beyond the spectacle lies something even greater, the human connection. The reason fans feel so deeply, because Rubiel's meteoric rise speaks to every dreamer in South America, to every young athlete training in dimly lit gyms, telling them that even from nothing you can rise to something extraordinary. While Nick's story speaks to every underdog, every doubter, every person told they weren't good enough, showing that you don't need to be born perfect. You can build perfection brick by brick, through grit, through scars, through unshakable belief in yourself. And that is why, when Rubiel and Nick collide, people don't just compare physiques, they see themselves reflected in two paths to greatness. Rubiel as the embodiment of raw potential, unleashed power, the proof of what's possible when nature's gifts are pushed to their absolute limit, and Nick as the embodiment of relentless will, the proof that destiny itself can be bent and rewritten by sheer human determination. And together they transform bodybuilding from a sport into a living myth, a mirror of the human condition, the eternal struggle to rise, to conquer, to dominate. And whether it's the Olympia stage, the Arnold Classic, or any battleground where legends are made, when Rubiel Mosquera and Nick Walker stand side by side, history doesn't just watch, it takes notes. Because this is not just rivalry, this is prophecy. This is the future unfolding before our very eyes. And as debates rage on, as fans argue who is freakier, who deserves the crown, one truth remains unshakable. Both men are carving their names into the eternal stone of bodybuilding immortality. And perhaps in the end, it is not even about who wins. Perhaps the true victory is the inspiration they leave behind, the reminder that greatness wears many faces. Sometimes it is the Colombian Neckzilla with proportions that defy reality. Sometimes it is the American Mutant who refuses to break. But always, greatness is born in fire, forged in suffering and carried with unyielding pride. So if you want to witness not just bodybuilding but living mythology unfolding in real time, don't blink when Rubiel Mosquera and Nick Walker collide, because this is the next chapter. This is the legend rising. This is the war of titans, and you, right now, have the chance to be part of the story. This is your front row seat to history in the making. Don't just watch legends collide, be part of their journey. Feel every rep, every pump, every moment of glory. Hit that subscribe button for muscle craze and join the movement, because the future of bodybuilding is happening right now, and you don't want to miss a single second.